Good morning, everyone, and you are here at SCAP Robotics Online Education Program. And a very good question arrives via mail to me, and I hope it's a long time when I am here to discuss some question, some kind of university work, and some other things privilege there. Some other things have been given to me, and I have to complete it on time. That's why a certain lack of interval has been depicted, and after a long time I am recording a lecture, a very good and very interesting problem for NEET examination. Hope so that this type of question might exist in the examination of NEET this year 2024, and for that, when I saw that question, it's my honor to present before you what is the purpose of providing this question in the NEET examination paper, and why this question is of much importance for NEET examination perspective. Hi, I'm Dr. Abhinav Srivastav, and I am presenting this short video lecture pertaining to a single topic that represents the curious behavior of NEET examination, and it is very important for a contestant, or we can say an aspirant, to understand the legacy, why these type of questions have been asked in the NEET examination as well. Okay, so not bothering much of things, just starting our question. Okay, I have written this question in that manner. Okay, when I just tilted the camera, that signifies more clarity to the question. Okay, the question is, a rigid body is rotating at 5 radian per second. The question is saying that a rigid body is rotating at 5 radian per second about an axis OM. Okay, we are considering an axis. Suppose this axis is OM axis. Okay, suppose this is an OM axis. Okay, and a rigid body is rotating at this angular speed 5 radian per second about an axis OM. This is the axis where M is the point. The point of M, or we can say the coordinates of M point, has been given as 3i minus 4j plus 2k. Now the thing is, most of the aspirants of the NEET are very much lag behind in mathematics. When the mathematics phenomena comes inside the physics, the candidates of NEET examination lags behind. That's why this question has been given under the physics cadre in the NEET examination, because it incorporates a miniature math funda and a general math philosophy, that if anybody has been aware of the coordinate system, 3D coordinate system, if we consider that is x, that is y, that is z, then we definitely know that the unit vector that is pointing towards the x direction has been given the notation of I cap. And in that manner, the unit vector that is propagating towards the y-axis, that is j cap, has been depicted by the unit vector j cap, and the unit vector that is provoking towards the z-axis in the Cartesian coordinate system, that is given the k cap. So this is the basic phenomena also used in the physics perspective also, when we talk about the coordinate system things like polar coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, spherical coordinate system. All these coordinate system are also exist in the syllabus of the physics also. That's why this question belongs to physics cadre inside the NEET examination. It incorporates a minimum of thing of mathematics, a certain thing that a contestant might not have given the importance, and that has been asked in the NEET examination. That's why this question is of specific and a special importance. So please, it's my humble request to all the NEET examination preparation aspirants that please read the behavior of the NEET examination, why this question is in the NEET examination. This is the sole perspective of solving this question behind in front of you. Okay, so the thing is, this question signifies that a rigid body is rotating at a at 5 radian per second about an axis OM, where M is the point. The point of M has been given of 3i minus 4j plus 2k. That is, this means that the point is 3 of magnitude multiplied by the I unit vector, means 3 point exist in the x coordinate system. Okay, and that's minus 4j. J signifies the y coordinate system, that is minus 4 magnitude pointing towards the y coordinate system, and that is 2k. 2k is the 2 units of magnitude pointing towards the k, or we can say z coordinate system. Okay, then the coordinate values we will receive is 3i minus 3 minus 4 2. It's very much conformal with the coordinate x comma y comma z, what we are dealing with the 3D geometry. Okay, so this question, why this is question is of much importance, the fact is that the point of M has been given, that the point M exists in the 3D space, 3D coordinate system on the periphery of 3i minus 4j plus 2k. Okay, relative to O. O is the axis. Okay, find the magnitude of linear velocity of the particle. Find the magnitude of the linear velocity of the particle of the body at the point 5i plus 2j plus 3k. Now the important thing here to realize is that we have to obtain the linear velocity of the particle of the body. If we consider the body as this kind of rigid body, we don't know here the shape. The shape has not been given, that this is the shape of the body. So we consider it as a rigid body. We imagine arbitrary shape. Okay, so we imagine arbitrary shape because the shape has not been given, and we consider a point. We can say a point P is there, and the particle is at point P. The particle is at point P. Let मान के चलिए जिस पार्टिकल की बात हो रही है, the particle which we are bothering, which is the particle of interest, we can say that is at the point P. हमने मान लिया, let we assume it that the particle is at point P, and we have to obtain the magnitude of the linear velocity of that particle. We have to obtain the magnitude of linear velocity of this particle that resides inside this rigid body. Okay, let's make this diagram more clear. If we are and this body is rotating about this axis. Okay, so this body is rotating about this axis, OM axis. Okay, this is rotating about this. So the major concern is that we draw a very neat diagram so that the point can easily be understood. We have this OM that has coordinates 3 minus 4 2, and we have to obtain a point. We have to obtain the linear velocity of point P. Okay, that point resides inside this rigid body, and this point P has the coordinates 5 2 3. Okay, again I am referring the same coordinate system. 5 I cap means the position is 5 in magnitude towards the x-axis. That also conforms with this XYZ coordinate system. Okay, so if we bother about that, then we easily conclude that the point is of magnitude 5 minus 5 comma 2 comma 3, because it is 5 plus 2j plus 3k. Okay, now the point resides on this body, and this rigid body is moving along this OM axis in rotation. So if you have to obtain the linear velocity, we also know that a formula of physics for linear velocity of a point V is equals to R omega, where V is the linear velocity and omega is the angular velocity. Okay, now the thing is that R is the radius of curvature, or we can say at what radius, if we bother about a point, if a particle is moving along this, then this is the R, and this is the linear velocity, and this is the angular velocity. If we consider this kind of thing, then this formula is easily persist in our physics. Okay, V is equals to R omega. So we use this formula to deduct the calculation of the linear velocity. But how? The thing is that how we can use this formula. So to obtain this formula, we have to first conclude the unit vector in the direction of axis. If we conclude for the, I am just giving the way how to solve this question. Just look at the vision should be that we have r. We have to compute r. What would be r here? This would be r here. So first we compute this coordinate, this distance MP, that can be easily computed with the help of our formula MP. What it will be? 5 minus 3i cap plus 2 minus 4j cap. Okay. So 2 plus 4j cap, because what we are doing actually, we are just negating 5i cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap minus 3i cap minus 4j cap plus 2k cap. Okay. This is the simple mathematical thing to reduce the distance between, in the vector form, to reduce the distance between the 2 points given in the IJK coordinate system. We first subtract to compute that distance, then we calculate the magnitude by using magnitude theorem. So if I compute 5 minus 3 would be okay, then 2 minus 4, that will be computed to 2 plus 4, then 3 minus 2 plus 3 minus 2 k cap. If anybody has a doubt, then can itself you easily know that the component of I will be subtracted with the component of I. Okay, that's why I differentiated 5i with the 3i. Okay, not 5i with the 4j. Similar unit vectors, similar directional vectors have been subtracted. If anything is in x direction, then we have to compute the difference between how it reaches at what distance. Then we differentiate the distance of the previous from the current in the x direction also. That's why I have separated I cap with the I cap domain. So 5 minus 3, then 2 minus 4, 2 minus 4, that is 2 plus 4 for j cap, and 3 minus 2 for k cap. Okay, because negation is there to compute the distance. So what it will obtain, it will be compute 2i cap plus 6j cap minus k cap. Okay, I think so. This should come. And if we compute the magnitude of that, I have put a bar to compute the magnitude of that. Then it will be leads to what would be the, we have to take the under root of 2 square plus 6 square plus minus 1 square. That will go on to under root of 4 plus 36 plus 1. Okay. So this will compute the magnitude of, if we count the magnitude of MP, what would be the magnitude of MP? Then in this manner we compute. If we have xi plus yj plus k plus zk, then if a component, suppose if we say g is equals to, g vector is this one, then the magnitude of g can be computed as under root of x square plus y square plus z square. This is the magnitude of this unit vectors. So like that I have done the magnitude. If we compute the magnitude of this, then we can compute like this. Okay. Okay, I've just cleared the board in the sense that the vision should be more clear. Till now we have deduced the value of MP. This we have computed the value of MP in the previous section. Now the one thing is that given the angular velocity is 5 radian per second, but since it is a directional thing here as we mentioned, so we have to compute the value of this angular velocity in this direction. Okay, if we compute the value of angular velocity in this direction, we, for a computation of the angular velocity along OM, because here the direction matters, we first compute the unit vector in the direction of axis. Which axis? OM. Okay, so first we compute the unit vector in the direction of this axis OM. After computing this unit vector, we calculate the value of this angular velocity in this, along this OM axis. Okay, so this is the beauty of this question. why this question has been asked for the NEET examination, because it clears the understanding that both angular velocity and linear velocity are the vector quantities. So here direction matters, because all in this problem the coordinate axis is a 3D coordinate axis. So we have to compute the angular velocity along the OM axis, because this particle is moving along this OM axis. So we can't just put the magnitude that is given 5 radian per second as it is. So to calculate the value of this angular velocity along this OM axis, we first compute the unit vector. What is the unit vector along this OM axis? Which unit vector signifies this OM axis? Like we initially we have seen that the x-axis signifies by I cap, y-axis signifies by j cap, z-axis signified by k cap. So what is this? What this axis unit vector signifies, or we can say what is the unit vector that signifies this axis? So for computation of that, we first compute the unit vector in the direction of this axis. How will we compute this? We can compute this with the help of a simple mathematical operation for the computation of the unit vector. We all know that the mod of I is also 1, then the mod of j is also 1, because these are the unit vectors. Okay, they have magnitude of 1. So for the computation of unit vector in the direction of this axis, we have 3 minus 4 and 2 is the coordinate point of that M. O is the origin. So how will we compute that? We first compute, that is 3i minus 4j cap plus 2k cap upon what is the magnitude of this 3 square plus 4 square plus 2 square. Actually this is minus 4 square, but because the square is there, so it comes to positive. So it can be 1 by, I think so, that comes under root of 9 plus 16 plus 4. It comes to 29. Okay, it comes to 29. So the unit vector in the direction of this OM is can be counted by 1 by root 29 bracket 3i minus 4j plus 2k. This is the unit vector in the direction of this axis OM. So how does this signify that this unit vector is in direction of this? Because this is the origin, we can put it as 0 0 0, because this is the origin, this is the base. So since we consider this as a base, that means that the direction of this unit vector will always point towards this coordinate system, that the M is pointing. That's why we have taken the direction of the M point. Okay, so this is the formula, or we can say this is the methodology of calculating a unit vector along any axis that has been given some points. If 0 has not been considered as an origin and some coordinate exists for that, then we will simply compute the directional value as done before by subtracting this by 3 minus 0, minus 4 minus 0, 2 minus 2, 2 minus 0. That will just we have computed the MP from M and P points, we compute the OM. But here given the O as a reference point, or we can say base point, that's why we simply, because since it has been considered a base point, that has been 0, 0, 0 has been taken, and the unit vector will point always towards the M point, that is here is directing. We have taken the magnitude and root of square of the magnitude of this to compute the unit vector along this OM axis. Okay, now once we got the unit vector in the direction of the axis OM, then now what we will do, we will perform the value of this angular velocity in this direction. How we will compute? We will simply multiply now omega along OM axis. Omega along angular velocity along OM axis, what would be it? 5 radian per second has been given the magnitude. As you will see above, the 5 radian per second have been given the magnitude of this. We just simply multiply the magnitude of this into unit vector along OM axis. That is 1 by root 29 3i cap minus 4j cap plus 2k cap. Okay. This simply gives the value of the angular velocity along this OM axis. Okay, so simply we have 5 by root 29, then bracket में 3i cap minus 4j cap plus 2k cap. So that is the what we see about this beauty of this question, that if we think logically, we will found that this unit vector will always lie along the direction of the m, that it is consistently lying to pointing towards this, because this unit vector has same I cap, j cap and k cap configuration as it should be along OM path. And to calculate the angular velocity along this, we just multiply the magnitude given in the question of the angular velocity along OM axis. Just multiply the omega value, magnitude of the omega value given, multiplied by the unit vector in the direction of this OM axis to compute the value of omega along this OM axis. Now we have just computed the omega. Now we have I have just mentioned that we have the formula for linear velocity. V is equals to r cross omega. Now there is thing. Now not just V is equals to r omega, but it's V is equals to r cross omega. If we talk about the directional quantity, then we takes the encounter the dot and cross product thing. So in case of calculation of the linear velocity, we have seen in case of our, we can say in intermediate, that V is equals to r cross omega would be exactly the formula for the why V is equals to r cross omega, why not dot, because omega in the circular, we can circular motion, if omega angular velocity is with this, r is this, then V always points perpendicular to the direction of r and omega. V always points perpendicular to direction, we can say in this side bulging. So we always cross product signifies that the result will always be perpendicular to the direction where the quantities have been crossed. If we have crossed r into omega, then direction of V will be perpendicular to the direction of r and direction of omega. So that signifies in this V is equals to r omega formula, as we have seen in our intermediate. But why we have seen cross here, not simply multiplication, because here direction matters in this question. That's why we have taken the directional notation of the vector in the formula. Now what is r here? We have computed r. R is what? MP. I have taken that is MP, that is 2i plus 6j plus k. Okay, that is our r. Cross, what is omega? Omega is calculated like this. This is our omega. Okay, that is multiplied by 5 by 29, 3i minus 4j plus 2k. Now the thing is that the cross product of two directional quantities, 5 by root 29 will be in the outer section because it is a magnitude. 5 by 29 we put aside in the magnitude. Okay, what comes next? There is the cross product of 2i plus 6j plus k. Cross product of 3i minus 4j plus 2k. So this is our final. If we solve this final equation, we got the value of the linear velocity in directional vector form. Now let us see how many of you can solve it. Please depict in the comment box how will you solve the cross product of these two vectors. And the beauty of this question here lies in the fact that this whole phenomena is mathematical, but based on a very simple Cartesian coordinate system that has been asked in a physics also, apart from mathematics. So why this question has been put in the NEET examination? This is a very important perspective to be discussed here, that this question purely contains mathematical things, but have been asked inside the NEET examination under the banner of the linear and angular velocity section, because linear and angular velocity section lies inside the phenomena of circular motion inside the physics. That's how you can say how these sciences integrate to generate a question that is multi-valued. That is the sole purpose of NEET examination by the examiners, to be asked that whether the student whether the student is able to integrate the sciences or not. So said, because when I solved that question for a student that has asked me this question, the first thing he bothers that Sir, why this question has been given under the mock test series of the NEET examination? Because this question is very well suited, it's a very well mathematical interpretation as well as we can say physical interpretation of the fact that this question satisfies both the laws of mathematics as well as physics. And the aspirants that are in the preparation of the NEET examination seems to be lack of the mathematical phenomena. That's why this question has been asked, and these type of questions proves to be a turning point in the NEET examination cutoffs. So that's why. So this is not was only a single question. Plenty of questions like this that contains integration of physics and mathematics, and that integrations lies suitably on the scale of the NEET examination as well have been asked, can be asked and should be asked. Okay, so this is the beauty of this question. So the question, we can say the examiner, what examiner wants to know? The examiner wants to know that whether the aspirant have a clear vision of the fact that of the direction of the things, whether angular velocity magnitude is given, whether he has the sound knowledge of the fact that just multiply the angular velocity with the magnitude either, or he has a vision to compute the angular velocity in the directional terms also. If he or she has a potential to think of the fact that angular velocity have been computed along this axis, because this particle is rotating along this axis only. This is the sole purpose of this question. Why this is the sole, we can say this is the main thing why this question has been asked inside the NEET examination. Now very simple things that lie now here is that we have to just compute the cross product, and we know very well, if I am giving the hint, I want that everyone should solve here at home and give me the answers in the feedback in the comment section. I just hinting that in the cross product of these vectors I, j, k determinants have been formed, or anyone can solve by the lemmas of I cross j also. If anyone has memorized the phenomena of I cross j, j cross I, then it can do that on that perspective also. A simple thing is of mapping the determinant I, j, k and putting the values here. Okay, 2, 6 and 1, then 3, minus 4, 2, and you have to solve by this, multiplied by 5 by root 29. This is the magnitude. If you solve by this, you get a magnitude of this value v. You can get a v in the directional vector, and we compute the magnitude by taking the under root of square of the magnitude of the individual ijk components. Okay, so in that way you can solve the value of this, and it's it's a necessity to solve this. I want everyone to solve this equation. Simple cross product is there. You can take the help from the book also, and I have given the hint how can you could solve this thing, and in that way you can obtain the directional vector of the v, linear velocity of that point P along this OM axis. Okay, you can get this, and this has been asked. We have to find the magnitude of the linear velocity of the particle of the body at the point this. Okay, so from there component you can get value of v in the form of ijk, and to compute that we use the same formula what we have done here. Okay, square of the magnitude. You can use square of the magnitude of the ijk components, then we can get the magnitude of this. Okay, so in that perspective you obtain the value of this linear velocity of that point that lies inside this rigid body that has been asked in the question. That rigid body, that point P lies at 5i 2j plus 3k and along this axis OM. So that's all for this question. And the main purpose of solving these kind of question, why I have been asked, why I have been insisted to solve this question by my team, because a lot of inquiries have been coming from the geometry perspective of the physics. I have also solved a certain problem. I think it's 1 or 2 months ago I have solved the problem on ijk component analysis regarding unit vectors. One thing to be stated, to be clear in the mind, that for the NEET student especially, because mathematics students study these kind of things in a very well manner, but for the NEET students it is mandatory to clear the basic concept of the Cartesian coordinate system, because they lie in the physics also. So none of the any aspirant can say that this question is out of syllabus. Okay. So hope so. Best of luck for your examinations, and we keep on posting such videos that can enhance the knowledge of aspirants and that can prove fruitful to the candidates of the any kind of aspirants like IIT JEE, NEET, and any other sciences. We cover all the aspects of engineering sciences as well, like robotics, industrial automation, mechatronics, and optical computing, computer science engineering, computer engineering, microprocessors, VLSI technologies. All kind of study material are available with us, and our team is very much efficient in delivering them in a properly time-lapsed manner. And we are here to solve the problems that can create curiosity and that can solve the hesitations of the aspirants as well on a timely manner, in a timely basis, that can prove to be suitable and provable for a candidate to conquer in their examination, to crack the examination in an efficient way. Thank you for listening to my lecture.